5. Hope you're well. Thank you for tuning in. And today we are, or I am going to be building a restaurant-y place. What's that called? A cafe, picnic area. I don't know. Call it what you want. It's going to have food stuff in it. So this is where I'm at so far. So this is the area of the zoo, as you can see, off to the right side of the bear enclosures. And so what I wanted here, my thinking, I want an area out here where I can have picnic tables. I want some sort of shelter here, something a bit over the top, but undercover is my thinking here. So this is where I'm up so far. I don't like this bit here is going to disappear. This just sort of a working theory, but I want some sort of wooden cross structure in here. So it's just basically I'm going to create one side and then copy and paste it round to the other side is my thinking. So it's obviously it's a shelter, but it's also a bit of a sort of a greenhousey thing. So it's going to be nice and warm to sit in there in the summertime. And then I've created this small raised area here where the actual restaurant is going to be. Not really a restaurant, it's sort of a backstage building. It will be back here, and then there'll be the shop fronts along here, so people will just wander up here, queue, get their stuff, and then come back here, either go in here, sit down, or out here and sit down. That's my thinking behind this. So yeah, I think I'll get on and try and sort this bit first probably, before I start work over on here. So let me go away now, and hopefully I'll be back in just a minute with a bit more progress. Right there, and a bit of progress been made here. So you can see my structure has come together. Quite like these cross beams that I've put in here. It's quite an interesting shape. Obviously I've used the different wood, so it's a contrast to the outer frame. I think it looks quite nice, and I've managed to get the paths in here, so I can have small flower beds on each side. I think that'll look nice, and then some benches will come down each side here. And I've put just deleted a couple of bits of path there so I can put a couple of trees in. I think that looks quite nice, and I've gone for this different sort of tree in here. I just wanted something a bit different to what I've already got, just so this area stands out. Almost like probably these trees would have already been here, and they've built around them, and because they're different, they've used them as sort of focal points in the construction, I guess. I think that makes sense, sort of. And then over here, I've done this small ramp like I did in the last video for the penguin enclosure. I added a wheelchair access ramp, so I've done the same here on this side. So I think that looks rather nice. And then just a couple of very simple beds here. Again, these trees would have been artificially planted specifically here to match the trees here, and then just some simple bushes underneath. There wouldn't be anything more under here. It would be low maintenance, nothing too extravagant to grow under the trees. Nothing would get a lot of light under there, so just some greenery just to fill in the gaps, and then that will continue into this here and probably sort of around the outside. And I've got obviously all around here. I haven't quite decided where the pathway is going to enter here yet. Probably be an access here, maybe one there with a bed in between, and then probably on this corner over here. So there's going to be quite a lot more room around the outside here that I can put some more little flower beds in, I think. So that's where I am now. I think that's coming together quite nicely as an area. I think I need to start working up this end now on the actual food shop itself. So I think I'll go away now and do a bit of work on that. Right, just a quick update here, and I decided not to do the building next. I had I don't know, I fancied doing the entrance pathways and the foliage, seeing as that's what I'd got up to before. I was kind of in the swing, so that's what I've done. So you can see I've put an access here, an access here, and an access over on this corner here as well. Dotted some of these pretty little bins. I like these. They're a bit fancy, but I quite like them. It's the sort of thing you'd see around the picnic area. Nice and bright colours, you know, entertain the children. It's always hard entertaining kids while you're sitting down trying to eat your lunch. So that's those. You can see I've gone here. Obviously, this whole border I've just gone with a mass of this creosote bush. It's realistic. You know, it may not look the best, but it is exactly the sort of thing they would do in a border like that. They wouldn't want anything too tall because you want to be able to see in and out of the area. But obviously it's low maintenance, which you would want around here as much as possible. However, I do also think that they would want some flowers. So what I've done in here, you can see I've put these ground hugging ones on the floor here, the arrowwood bush, and then I've gone with the goldenrod above them, and I've done that on both sides here. And then over here you can see I've put another one of these small trees on this corner with more foliage. Very similar. I've added to these as well. I've put these extra little ones, what are these, the bearberry bush at the top, and then this wattle bush sunk in along the front as well, just to add a bit more depth and variation into these borders. And then I've continued that around here and over here again, just filling in the gaps really. Again, low maintenance stuff. This is the sort of stuff you'd have to prune this once a year and that's it, so nice and simple. And again, even the goldenrod, these are all perennial plants, so once a year you cut them to the ground and then you just let them grow up from the spring onwards. But over here I've gone with a little bit more colour in these borders. I think they would try and have at least a few nice colourful plants in here, so I've gone with a bit of a mix of pinks and purples along here, a couple of the goldenrod as well, just to sort of blend it in with the theming over there. I think that looks quite nice. It's a bit bright, something to keep people smiling, you know. Nice bright flowers keeps us all happy, doesn't it? And obviously you can see the benches have gone down as well, so they're fairly spread out, but there's quite a good number I've managed to squeeze in here. I think it's sufficient. I think it looks realistic. So that's where I am now. Yeah, coming together very nicely. Obviously the main area, the main building is still to be done. That's going to be over here. And I'm yet to decide what might go in here, so I don't know quite what I'll do along this edge yet. That might stay empty until I decide what's going in here. But we shall see. So I think I'm going to have to start on this building now, so that's what I'm going to go away and do now. Okay, so I've made a bit of progress on the building. What I've also done is just put some street lights into this area here. Put some up on the... Oh dear, that's gone a bit funky over here, hasn't it? Hang on. I will sort this out. These are... It's because I copied them from the other side. So I'll have to come in and sort that out. But yeah, anyway, you've got these hanging lamps inside here. You've got the tall street lamps on the outside dotted around, and then some of these smaller ones up the disabled ramp at the side here. And then the building. So I've gone with brick. I think the brick, I don't know why, it was the right material. I thought it looked right for this area. And it's a very smart look, this brick, I think. And so I've gone with this shape. I think my plan, obviously I don't want these brick areas here to be left like they are, so I'll probably have some plants on the ends of each of these, and then maybe signs for each food place kind of in the middle here, I think, sort of out hanging from the front, not sunk back in there, but between these two front bricks here. So I've got some coffee there. I've got, what is this one? Chief beef, milkshakes, and chips. So you've got 2 food and 2 drink there. This is a bit awkward at the end here, the way the path is worked out, but I'll do something creative and interesting in there. And then I've extended it down the side. I think I'll probably I want to put some toilets in, so there'll probably be a sort of a hidden toilet inside with a little entrance here. And then around the back, I'm doing what I've done on the other buildings, where you have a backstage part of the building. So the brickwork obviously is to show off to the public, and then you've got the concrete again for the backstage area where the public don't see. So that's the rough shape of what the building will look like. And then there'll be some kind of an access here to come in and access the back bit. And again, there'll be probably a large door and a small door, sort of a loading bay, because obviously this is a food area, so there'd be kitchens in here. They'd have to have supply rooms to keep all of the frozen goods and stuff in. So there'd be quite a lot of need to access this area with sort of vans or lorries that are dumping off all the crates of food. So that's what I will do next. I'm not too sure what sort of roof I'm going to put on it yet. I will wait and see what inspiration strikes me. So let me go away and do a bit more. Just a very quick update here. This is taken me a while actually. So the roof, I've gone with the asphalt roof. I like the shape of these tall archways, so I've gone with a nice sort of long bit down here and a long bit along the front as well. I think that looks okay. But around the back, this has caused me a lot of hassle around here, just because of the shapes and the sizes haven't quite matched up. So I've had to use lots of different buildings to actually construct what I wanted here. I quite like what I've done here. Just putting these angled bits on. I don't know why, but I kind of like the look of that. Almost like it really is a shell of the brickwork around the outside of a concrete inner piece. I think that works nicely, and I've used these flat pieces for the roof. So yeah, it took me longer than it should have done probably to do this, because there are just so many little pieces that I had to keep manoeuvring. I couldn't have them all on one grid because none of it matched at all. So yeah, it was quite tricky, sort of moving pieces around. Trying to make everything blend together without crossing over, and getting the fighting on the graphics, but it's gone alright. Now hopefully the rest can come along together a bit faster now. So obviously I've got doors and things to put on here, this side entrance here, and decorating along the front here. Oh yes, I've also just put these flat pieces of roof under here. Unfortunately, I have ended up with this lip along here, and I can't do much about that. But you obviously don't really see it from out here, so I'm not overly fussed about that. So yes, so let me just zoom on, and I will be back in a moment with some more done. Right then, I have got loads done now, much more progress this time. In fact, I am finished, I think. So let me start from the entranceway here. As you can see, I've decided to go with the brick wall down this side. Nice and simple. So let's just wander down here. It was a little bit complicated trying to get this small area done here. Had to be a bit clever with sinking bits like this into the ground to make the shapes right. But I got there in the end, so that looks nice. And then this is my decorating along the front. I've put a gutter on. Again, just sticking with a little bit of realism. Obviously, a little bit of ventilation on the side there as well. Although actually, I've realised that ventilation is in the wrong place. It really ought to be moved back a bit, because there's nothing on the other side of the wall for it to be ventilating. So I should move that back, shouldn't I? Silly me. Okay, so the signs. It's a shame actually. These signs. These ones are nice. You've got the coffee and the chief beefs, so that's great. But they don't all have those the sort of the sideways signs like that. Some of them only have this sort, which isn't great, but I've gone with it. So you've got a couple of them there and a couple of the chips there. It gets the message across, so that's not bad. And then I've gone with some wisteria growing on each of these walls, which is it's a lovely plant. I mean, it's a fantastic plant in real life, but these in-game items look really nice. Used some of this on the wall at the back, almost like it's a trellis for the plant to be growing up. And obviously the nice wooden pots at the bottom, some bins, So yeah, pretty straightforward, but it all comes together really nicely actually when you do that. So I'm very pleased with this. Also just put some lights up on the roof inside each of these alcoves here. So I'll show you what it looks like at night time in just a minute. As we come around the side here, as you can see, there's lots of trees, so I've continued the same trees along here, and the bushes. This is the toilet, so that's just a small addition on the side there, nice and simple. I've reused this gate. I've made this quite a wide one here because I thought there might be need for quite a big truck to get up in here. So I've made this quite an obvious entrance, a couple of nice lights, fenced pathway, street lights and hedging all along here, and then around the back you can see I've got another so a small door, a slightly bigger one, a double door there, and my usual my little switches that I like to use, and my light as well, and obviously one of these large loading bay doors. I've made this one red. Don't ask me why, I just like to change the colour up every now and then. Just keeps things a bit different, doesn't it? And obviously I have put some ventilation on here, the idea being that there are kitchens and things in here, so they would be making some smoke, although that is a lot of smoke coming out of there, but that is the smallest smoke special effect that you can get as far as I can see, so that's the one I went with. So there we go. So that's I'm kind of done, and I really like it actually. I think that looks really nice as an eating area. I think that'd be quite welcoming. And oh look, she's stuck on a bench. Honestly, some of these people are so stupid. Go over there. Come on. Stop getting stuck. I don't know why they get stuck like that. It's very strange. Anyway, there we go. That's life. Right. So there we go. Yeah, really pleased with that little area there. I think that looks rather spiffy. I'd certainly want to go and eat there. Yeah, I quite fancy some chips at the moment actually. I might go get some. Right, so that's going to be it for this episode. I think next episode I've had an idea for another habitat to come into here. And I know I did say about spreading out, and I will be, believe me. I know so far this is all fairly close together, but actually when you look up here, I'm already taking up quite a lot of space with not too much actually in the zoo. So I think I'll do a habitat in here, and then I will have I don't know, something around here. I may do like a lake and a river or something coming up here. Quite like the idea of doing some water somewhere, but my next habitat is going to be in here, and it's either going to be awesome or awful, because I've had an idea and I don't really know if it's going to work or not. It'll be quite spectacular, I think, if it works, but we shall see in the next episode. But thank you so much for tuning in and listening to me. Please do leave any comments, you know, if you like what I've done, or if you don't like what I've done, let me know either way. But I really do appreciate you watching me. I'm having a lot of fun in this zoo. It's coming together nicely. I'm enjoying the slightly different style, doing the little backstage areas. So yeah, I'm very happy with it so far, and I'm looking forward to progressing with it. But until the next episode, I will bid you farewell. Stay well, stay safe, and hopefully I will see you next time. Bye for now.